Good morning, everybody. Good afternoon on the East Coast. Good morning on the West Coast. I'm a little under the weather. I was up and down last night, a little sick. So, um, how's everything going out there today? How's everybody doing? Today's going to be a little bit of a difficult conversation. Can you hear me? Okay, give me a 5 by 5. You can hear me? Okay, give me a 5 by 5. Oh, I just got out of the shower. How is everybody? How's everybody going? V Boyer, got some people in the room here. Got some nice folks in the room here. It's good to see everybody. It's nice to see everybody. Mikey's in the room. Nice to see you, Mikey. Always good to see you. Yeah, Trevin Frazier was certainly murdered. That's a fact. Let me see if I'm going to change my background picture for this broadcast so that we could just focus a little bit more on Lainey. And this broadcast is going to be completely about Lainey. Her mom is going to join us in a couple of moments here. And I've said it time and time and time again. This isn't a wonderful topic to cover. It's never fun to cover the death of a 13-year-old girl, especially after talking to her family the last few days, last week, and it's just not something that you just look forward to talking about. It's not something that you look forward to going over. And right now, I think everybody feels pretty helpless because it's unfortunately painfully obvious that there is some sort of cover up going on. They're not being completely transparent, um, and so we need to we've got to get the truth out of these people. Um, Let me see real quick. I'm just gonna take a picture real quick and see if this is Opal. Make sure that that's her. Okay. In Cope Dog, Vincent's in the room. Good to see Vincent. How you doing, buddy? Haven't seen you in a while. I hope you had a nice vacation. Andrew, good to see everybody. V Boyer, Ruth, how are you, Ruth? Um, Shock Professor, it's always good to see you. Jeff hates pigs. Jeff hates pigs. Like I said, forgive me if my personality's not 100% up. I'm a little bit sick, and this is a very hard topic to cover. So, um, without further ado, we'll bring in. So, if you could do me a favor and try to go into a room where there's nobody else. Dot dot dot. Any kind of background noise is a really bad thing. So it's just like you just get to this point where there's oh my god, someone undo that. Looks like someone made an error in uh someone fix that, Greg or Cope Dog. Looks like someone was um was accidentally blocked. If you could please. Let's make sure. Okay. What was that? Okay. Let's see if I can just get her on the phone real quick. Hey, how are you, Opal?
Hey, oh, I'm okay. I am actually in Walmart. I'm coming to get Sissy some stuff for her thing, but I'm running out to the car right now, and I'm gonna
Okay.
call back in so you can hear me.
What do you got? Like 5 minutes? 10 minutes?
Three.
3 minutes? Okay, Opal. I'll be right
All
here
right,
waiting
I'm
for.
heading out the door right now.
Okay, thanks, hon. Bye. So that was Opal. She's coming. She had to run into Walmart for. There's just really no way to really understand exactly everything that someone's going through when they're going through the things that they're going through when they lose a loved one. There's just no way to really put it into understanding. It's not like, unless you've lost a child, unless you've lost someone who you love, it's just, you know, how could we even possibly understand what Opal's going through? She's been running around that town um, for the past week plus, having rally after rally after rally. And the worst part about it is that the people who are supposed to try to justice for her, the police, the people who are supposed to try to help her, are working against her, and trying to cover their copper, who 100%, 100% was driving like a bat out of hell. Now look, let's take away everything else. Let's take away drinking. Let's take away Laney ran across the street. Let's take away everything like that. That doesn't change the fact that when one person kills another person in their automobile in America, they are charged with manslaughter, and there is a full investigation. Hey, Stephanie London's here, everybody. Hey, Scott, what's going on? Yeah, that's my Los Angeles background there. I just and then DLZ clips. I'm not sure if you sent me anything new. Um, Try again. I got a few people coming on. There's a few more people coming on. A few of Laney's friends are going to come on and talk about. Yeah, what's up, Vegas Valley? How you doing, buddy? Good to see you. Um, a couple more of Laney's friends. I sent out the StreamYard link to a couple other people, and I want to bring in just a few more of her friends. And um, and do we have the GoFundMe link pinned to the top of this chat? Yesterday we were able to raise another few $100 for Laney's family, and I think that should be a central theme of what we're doing. Um, and so let me share this fundraiser page so that as you guys listening to Opal talking, you guys will be able to. Yeah, we raised just a couple $100 more yesterday, so super grateful for that. And here's the link, and I'm going to share this page right here so that you guys can see what we're the GoFundMe page. And people will say this or that, but the truth is that when you lose a loved one, you need somebody out there working as your advocate to help you, because it's you're devastated. I'm not sure if you ever lost anybody that you love, but I remember a few years ago I lost my friend um, David Kimmerly, and when I found out that he died, there was a moment of total loss, of that I didn't have my bearing in the world, didn't know where I was, up, down, high or low. That DMT that releases when you're in an extraordinarily stressful situation overtook my body, and I was completely out of it. So when you're talking about someone, and now, so yesterday when I spoke to Jessie, I'm gonna give her a call right now. Maybe I can get her on the phone, and you guys will be able to hear. And you guys will have to let me know if you can hear her or not. Let me see if this will work. I don't know if this will work or not. Can you let me know if you guys can hear this or not? Hello,
Hello.
Jessie.
Hello.
Are you
Yes.
there? Can you guys hear Jessie okay right now? Can everybody hear her okay? Give me a 5x5 if you can hear her. Go ahead, Jessie. So I got on the phone right now. Laney's aunt. This is Jessie Marie, and Jessie Marie was telling me last night some things about Laney. Can you tell me a little bit about her personality and about what kind of person she was inside of your family unit?
Laney was actually the glue that held all of us together. Laney didn't let none of us argue. If we were mad at each other, Laney turned and fixed it. Um, she was just a bundle of joy. She had a bunch of spunk, was always singing and dancing. Um, no one could ever really be in a bad mood around Laney. She had this light about her, and she carried it everywhere she went.
Yeah, yeah. So, when we look at pictures of her, she has the most exuberant personality and the best smile ever. And you're her aunt, and you told me last night that you spent quite a bit of time with her. You guys were pretty close.
Yes, Laney was like my own. Laney actually lived with me at one point. I didn't look at Laney like a niece. Laney was like my daughter.
And so when all this went down this last week, what was the first thing that you heard on that night when Laney was hit by the car driven by Jeff Racer?
It was my sister that had called me, and she was hysterical. Um, and at first, I couldn't make out what he was saying. So my instant reaction was just to get to her. Because she was screaming, and I live over in Proctorville. I got halfway to the bridge, and she finally got out that Laney had been hit by a car and was dead. So when I get across the bridge, I see lights everywhere. So I knew it was Laney. I remember pulling my car over and jumping out and running up through there screaming for her, and I was met by 4 state troopers that would not let me nowhere near her. I was asking for them.
You could see where she was. You could see you pulled up, and was there tape put up? Was there caution tape put up on the around?
No, the law was just everywhere. See, my sister hadn't told me exactly when he was hit, so I just knew that Laney had been hit somewhere. So I was just trying to get to Opal to get to Laney, because Opal, I'm how Opal gets around. And when I hit at the end of the 31st Street Bridge, I seen the cop car, so I automatically knew. Chille, never in a million years did I expect for them to tell me that Laney was gone. I expected for them to tell me Laney was hurt, but never did I think they were getting ready to tell me that my baby was dead. So when I got there, a lot of it's blurry. I remember being met by 4 state troopers, and me asking them to take me to her, and they're like, "Ma'am, we can't do that. You need to calm down." And I'm like, "Well, can you at least tell me she's okay?" And one of the state troopers was like, "Ma'am, we can't do that." So I tried to go around them, and that's when I seen Laney laying half on the sidewalk, half on the road, and everything went black after that.
Yeah, I've experienced that myself when I've dealt with someone dying in my family, and a friend of mine who passed away. I was just talking about it. You just lose your bearing. And so, how long are you there on the side of the road? How long
for a good 3 hours.
So are you just standing around behind a yellow rope, or are you standing around behind police tape, or?
They didn't have no tape up. There was no caution tape, no tape at all. There was a HPD officer that actually stood in front of me and wouldn't let me go around him. Because I tried after it hit me that Laney was gone. All I could think about was getting to my sister. They wouldn't let me leave. They made me stay there.
They made you stay where?
On the scene.
Made you stay right there in one position. Tried to isolate you a little bit.
Yep. And then the people that were standing, the bystanders, had come over to me because I kept asking, because it's New Year's Eve. I'm not stupid. And so I'm like, "Where's the guy that hit her?" And one of the officers responded, "He's in the back of the cop car." And I'm like, "Well, which cop car?" And they're like, "Man, we can't tell you that." And I'm like, "Let me guess, the son of a bitch was drunk." And they're like, "Man, we can't tell you that. It's under investigation." Well, one of the women that had witnessed it pulled me to the side, and she said, "Listen, I know I'm not supposed to tell you this, and I could probably get in a lot of trouble, but you need to know that it was an off-duty cop, and he is no longer on scene."
What's your response to him when he says that to you, that he's an off-duty cop who killed your niece and now he's no longer on the scene?
Oh, well, I flipped out. I cussed all the cops. You know what I mean? What kind of response can you have to something like that they're protecting one of their own? If it was one of us, we'd have still been there in the cop car.
Oh yeah.
And all they can tell me is it's for his safety. It's under investigation. We don't know that he was drunk. Well, and now they're saying they gave him a breathalyzer on scene. I was there.
There was no.
That cop was gone.
He was gone.
I was there 10 minutes after Laney had been hit.
Cop's gone. So then when you're standing around there, how many people? This is New Year's Eve, so across America,
What is it?
Across the United States, when there's any kind of accident or any kind of, they set up checkpoints, DUI checkpoints all over the country.
Absolutely.
And so typically when someone gets in a car accident on New Year's Eve, the police have just assumed that you're drunk or you're on drugs. For my entire life, all my 48 years that I've been on Earth, every single New Year's Eve, if you get
Chille, your phone's breaking up really bad.
if you get pulled over by the cops, then what they do is they arrest you. Are you there?
Absolutely. One of us would have been in the back of a cop car. Yes, your phone was breaking up really bad.
Yeah. So what they typically do is they arrest the person who has gotten to a car accident or hurt somebody or killed somebody. And in this particular case, they not only didn't arrest him, they swooshed him off the scene. What are the people on the scene saying? What are the other folks saying?
I had only talked to one older lady and some young girl, and they were really upset. Said that nobody had checked on Laney. Um, that the cop had got out and said he was only trying to make it to fill his gas tank up. Said one of the bystanders had told me that he repeatedly said the little bitch ran out in front of me.
Said, the cop was saying that little B word ran out in front of
yeah,
me.
Yeah, that's what one of the younger women had said that walked up to me. And of course, at this point, Chille, I'm so mad that I wanted to hurt him. You know what I mean? I wanted to hurt him. Um, it was unreal. It's still unreal. I don't think that I fully have accepted the fact that Laney's never coming home.
You know, yesterday, we talked for about 30 minutes back and forth, and you you actually sent me over a video of Laney, and I was hoping that maybe you'd give me permission to share this video with the people who are watching here, because
Yeah, you can share it.
this is I'll be honest, this is going to be tough for you guys. This was really hard for me to hear last night. So um, I hope that you guys you're gonna get the gist of what kind of little girl this was, what kind of person she was, how she was just this ball of life, and she was um, she was somebody in your family that if she was in your family, she'd be one of those people that when you have family get together, she'd be one of those folks that you couldn't wait to get together with, and so I just want to take 2 seconds to show you guys who this little girl was, and this is the best way to do it. So, hope you guys can hear this. I swear that every word you sang, you wrote it for me. Like it was a private show, but I know you never saw me, yeah. When the lights come on and I'm on my own, will you be there? Will you be there? So there's one of them. Can I be there? Yeah, I swear that every word you sang, you wrote it for me. Like it was a private show, but I know you never saw me, yeah. When the lights come on and I'm on my own, will you be there? Will you be there? So here's another one that she sent over that we can take a look at, and we just kind of get to reach back and take a look at somebody that none of us ever knew, and now we're never going to get to know. And
It's that vape she smokes.
So, yeah. So, let me just share a little bit more so that you guys can. It's been tough to talk about this. It's been tough to cover this. Um, Forgive me. So, so Jesse, what happens now? What are the next few steps for the family?
Um, I mean, Chille, honestly, I don't know. Take it one day at a time. Today, we're going to be out there at 3 o'clock, rallying again for Lainey. It's almost like we can't even grieve her. We can't grieve her because we're out here fighting for justice, something we shouldn't have to be fighting for.
Yeah, the same people who are supposed to be helping you are working against you, and that to me is probably some of the most despicable facts about what we call law enforcement in this country today. And what they don't understand, the law enforcers out there, you folks who are watching this, and the coppers, you guys have joined a Death Star. And in 2022, I was kind to these people and I gave them a chance to explain themselves. I think the explaining has come to an end. We know what they do. We know they hide murder, and this is a prime example of killing a little girl, and now completely I mean, so let me, instead of me saying it, let me ask you guys. Let me ask you the question: do you or members of your family feel as though they are completely and utterly hiding and covering up a manslaughter?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
They're definitely trying.
yeah, yeah. They are. They're trying to cover up that Jeff Racer was an unstable, and DLZ Clips, he really dug into this and he made a bunch of phone calls. He found out the things about Jeff Racer. Jeff Racer shouldn't have been a cop. He had severe PTSD. His hand was half blown off. He had real problems. The police within the organization that he works with didn't like him because he was so off. And now he's killed somebody. And did you guys ever get a hold of Hannah? Did Hannah ever come forward?
No, no. She actually deleted her Facebook account.
She deleted her Facebook account, huh?
Yes.
And is
Yeah.
she so? And did the wife of Jeff Racer really leave him because he was having an affair?
I think so. We're not 100% sure about that. I know that people have made that woman and her kids threats. And I need her to know that that's not from Lainey's family. We know she had nothing to do with this. Her and her babies are innocent. It's not her working here with us, Jeff.
Well, for Hannah to be cleared, she has to come forward and talk about how many bars they were at, how many drinks were bought, provide credit card receipts, who paid for those drinks. From my
Absolutely.
Right?
I feel that in this situation, she's just as guilty as he is.
She's as guilty as he is until she comes forward and tells the truth and says,
absolutely,
we were out at this bar and then we went to this bar and then we went to this bar. But she's a state worker, isn't she?
We don't know. I didn't know that. I didn't know that. I just, I've messaged her and told her, like, please don't feel special because he will do you the same way he done his wife. Like, you will get done that way. I mean, he will throw you under the rug just as quick as he did everybody else. I feel like she at least owes Lainey just, I don't even know how to, she at least owes Lainey an explanation. You know what I mean? The truth. To let us all know the truth.
The truth. I knew you were going to get there. I was waiting for you to get those two words out. The truth. We just want Hannah to tell the truth. We just want Hannah to come forward and tell exactly what, if she was having a relationship with the guy, then, that's part of life. People have relationships.
Right.
I've left uh, my girlfriend for another woman. My girlfriend has left me for another man in my life. And the relationships I've had, husbands leave their wife for another woman. Wives leave their husband for another man. This isn't like, it's not normal. 50% of
Right.
marriages in America fail. So Hannah, if we were talking directly to Hannah, we're not looking to crucify you. We just want you to come out with the truth. That's all that people want. That's all that people of Huntington want. That's all that her family wants. None of her family is threatening you, Hannah. You didn't do anything
No.
wrong. We just want the truth to come out. So she's a social worker for Cabell County. So it's like, all right, Jesse, was there anything else you wanted to say? Thank you for sending those videos. I watched them last night, and they did the same thing to me last night that they did to me today. It just, as soon as I saw that little girl dancing and having fun, I lost it. And so, was there anything else that you wanted to talk about Lainey or about your family or anything else you guys are needing? We do have your GoFundMe up, and if everybody would drop in $5 or $10, I'd appreciate it.
I know. I just wanted to say thanks, Chille. You really helped us out a lot by covering Lenny's story. You definitely got it out there for us. We just want justice. You know what I mean? We want to be able to sit at home and grieve our baby. And right now we can't. And it's not fair.
I'm with you. And I'll tell you, Jesse, I'll never stop. Jeff Racer can go to another department. He can go get a job somewhere else, and I'll follow him. I will never stop until this man is exposed. Justice is done. I give you my word. I give you my word as a man. Same thing for James Sheets. I'm just not going to stop on these cases until we get the copper who did the killing. So, Jesse, thanks for your time. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Okay, bye, honey. I watched those videos last night, and if that doesn't get you, I got Opal here. So, can you hear me, Opal? I know you're.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. I got you. Do you want to come on camera?
Want to come on camera, or do you want to stay off camera?
I'd rather stay off camera.
That's okay. And so, when
was
Laney's birthday?
What is what?
What's Laney's birthday?
November 10th.
November 10th. So she was just turned
14 years old.
No, she just turned 13 years old.
She just turned 13 years old.
Yep.
So like I said, she
was
literally a little girl.
Yep.
And on that New Year, what were her plans?
Well, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what she was doing when she left my house. She went to a little girl named Tinkers who lived in Wayne County. I had no idea that Lainey had left Tinkers and went to Huntington. She wouldn't have been allowed.
Right.
She was, of course, when I was 13 years old, I was doing the same thing. If I wasn't allowed to go somewhere, I'd find a way to do it. And because most of Lainey's friends are in Huntington, in the east end of Huntington. But, I know that them friends in the east end of Huntington run around and, and Lainey wasn't allowed to just be out running the streets.
Yeah. Well, I think I'm taking up for all to make it fair. That's what 13-year-old energy level of Lainey. That's what 13, 14
Mm-hmm.
So she's out having a good. And then how do you find out that Lainey was hit by a car?
Well, I was actually, it was 10:40 something, and I'm in the shower getting ready to go to bed, and I hear my messenger. I had talked to Lainey like 2 or 3 hours before that. It was her brother's birthday, and her brother was upset because she wanted to hang out with her friends instead of come home for his party. And, so I told her she'd go ahead and stay, and so I'm in the shower getting ready to go to bed, and I hear my messenger going off. Well, when I got out and checked it, it was from somebody I had no idea who it was, and it said, "I hope this is Lainey's mom. It's 911." Well, of course, I'm thinking, oh, anyways, I mean, I had just talked to Sissy. So then another message comes through from the same person that says, "Never mind, she's dead." Well, I think that it's just some mean kids pranking me. So I get another call from somebody, and they tell me, Lainey had been hit by a vehicle, and I'm like, "Listen, please quit calling me with this nonsense." And this woman was like, "Opal, listen, this is Logan's mother. This is not a prank. Logan just said that Lainey was hit by a cop car." She'd never told me that Sissy was dead, though. So I'm like, okay. So I called my sister to come get me, and I called the hospital thinking that, that's where they would take her. Well, they didn't have her. At 10:53, I called 911 and told them that somebody had told me that my daughter had just been hit in the East End by a police officer. I need to know something. And he comes back on the line and he said, "Honey, there's been no 911. There's been no 911 report." I'm like, "Okay." He's like, "But
Do I still got you there, Opal? Are we back?
can you hear me?"
I can hear you now, Opal.
Okay. Anyways, I waited for an hour and a half for the police to show up. They never showed up, so my dad showed up, and he's just got this look on his face, and he tells me, "Your sister's up there on the scene," but of course, my dad didn't tell me that she was dead. I don't think. So he puts me in the car and he drives me up there, and I see all the police cars, so I jump out of the car. An officer comes straight over to me, and I'm asking where Lainey's at, and he tells me I can't see her, to get back in the vehicle. And then I think he may have said, "She's dead. I can't see her." And I'm like, okay, well, I knew in my head that I waited for him for an hour and a half. It was a 30-minute drive, so I'm confused as why my baby's still on the ground. And he's like, "We're doing an investigation. Give us just a few minutes. We're almost done. We're going to get her up. We'll take her to St. Mary's, and you can go over there and see her." So I go over to St. Mary's, but my sister and my brother stay there. Well, at 2:42, my brother calls me and says, "Sissy, they just picked her up off the ground." 2:42. Remind you, this happened at 10:25 at night. 10:42, but they didn't take her straight to St. Mary's. They took her straight to Charleston. I'm not even sure who identified my baby.
What's it? People don't understand. What are the feelings you have after you get the information that she's been scooped up off the ground at 2:40 a.m.? What's the first thing you do after?
I'm upset, of course. I'm not for 4 or 5 hours. She laid out there for what reason? I don't understand it. And then I get even more upset because they should have taken her to St. Mary's, to where who even identified her? They take her straight to Charleston for what reason? I don't know. Of course, I'm upset about it. I don't know I don't know what to think or how to feel, I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know.
So the next morning you wake up, and is that next morning after she's on January 1st? Is that where you guys start your rally?
December 31st is the day we started the rally, because she got hit December 30th at 10:25 p.m. But yes, December 31st, we started our rally. It was meant to just have a candlelight where she had been hit, but it turned into much more than that. And it probably wouldn't have. What is it?
No, go ahead.
It probably wouldn't have turned into what it did, but I felt like the state police were taunting us or something. You know what I'm saying? They were sitting down the block. Just, I don't know. It was just weird. So of course everybody got a little rowdy and started protesting. But of course, 30 minutes into it, the police come shut down all traffic. No traffic could pass us by. None. None.
So you guys, the
crowd
starting to really
Yeah,
face
we were.
cops and say, "Guys did this."
We were just walking down the middle of the street, holding our signs, chanting, you know, what do we want? Justice for who? Laney. That's all we were doing. And we went and when all the state police officers are out of the vehicles standing around watching us. So of course a couple of us approached them and asked why, you know, nobody had contacted me. Why isn't anything done? We asked them to read our sign. You know, that my 8-year-old little boy, he made a sign and he wrote a note to Laney. I asked him to read it. They told me no. You know, but as soon as we left the parking lot from where they was at, they shut us down. Every possible way to get past us, they shut it down. They was not having any vehicles come by us. None. I can't hear you.
Give me a 5x5 if you guys can hear me okay.
I can hear you now.
Hear me now? Okay, I'm going to have a little bit of an echo here, so you're just going to have to bear with it. So now you are out there, and this is where we cut off a second ago, and the sound wasn't heard.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys are yelling at the cops that is the crowd of kids, because it's mostly high school kids, I imagine, are they telling them that you're covering this up? Is that what's going on? Is there like on the 34th, is there kind of a beef
Yes.
with the cops and the
Yes.
towns? Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, the kids were a little upset. There was what?
Go ahead, hon.
I mean, of course, you know, you got teenage kids, their friend just died, nothing's been done. Yeah, they were acting a little silly, chanting stuff they probably shouldn't have. You know.
Like what were those things they were chanting?
Fuck the police.
What were those things they were chanting? Oh, really?
We want justice. We want.
It's funny.
I think one of them said, "We want justice, not a cover up. No justice, no peace." You know.
You know, Opal, this is the same thing of the civil rights era. The civil rights era in the 60s was fought and led by high school kids. And so for every single high school kid in the tri-state area, you are a leader. You are the social media guru that has to continue to post. These Gen X and boomers and even some older millennials, if you're a high school student or a young person in the tri-state area, you don't let Laney's death die. You don't let her death die. You keep her death alive in the public sphere with your social media. Every single high school kid, junior high school kid, college person in that area right there in Huntington, you don't understand the power you have with the social media you have. You may think, oh, I've only got 500 followers. I've only got, 1,000 people follow me on Instagram. Every day when you put out a post, Justice for Laney, it reverberates through. And the young people were the leaders of the civil rights movement. The young people won World War I for us. The young people won World War II for America. The young people of our country are the strength and the backbone of the world. You are a leader. You go to your social media every day and you put Justice for Laney and you put her picture up. And this is the reason why those filthy coppers there didn't want Opal to talk to me, because I'm going to help you guys. I'm going to show you every step of the way what we're going to do. And starting right now, every single high school kid, every junior high school, every friend of Laney's, every single college, every teacher, every faculty member, every janitor, every single person who ever knew this little girl, You go on your Facebook right now. You go on your Instagram, your TikTok, your Twitter, and you post this for me, and you put a picture of this little girl up, and you say Jeff Racer killed this girl. Justice for Lainey. You have the power. I was talking to someone the other day, and I said, listen, Opal would be best if she just sat down in front of her phone or her computer and just talked to people. And I will send other auditors and other activists to interview her. The power now is online, and we need to share it as fast as we can. So you high school kids there in West Virginia, school kids there in Ohio and in Kentucky, you have more power than you could ever imagine. Keep posting. Keep putting pressure. We don't let Jeff Racer become a copper again anywhere in America, because I'll go to where he is. I don't care where it is. And I'll rally those kids, those high school young adults, and we will take this guy down. He's not going to be a cop ever again. So then there's the first. And so there's this beef. And so the police shut down the road, and they then separate everybody away, because do they feel like there's going to be a riot?
A riot? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't really think it's rioting. They're just mad and they're screaming at the cops. And so
yeah,
the cops
yeah. I don't think that the cops felt threatened at all.
No,
not at all. I just felt like they didn't want to see our signs or something.
Essentially, they end your rally on the 31st.
Yep.
And then you're back out there on the 1st, right?
Yep.
Okay. And then I imagine each single day the crowd's getting a little bit smaller, or is it getting bigger?
No, I mean, the first few days it got bigger. Of course, I haven't forget to post on Facebook that I'm going to be out there. When I do post that I'm going to be out there, a few people show up, quite a few people. All of her friends show up, most of my family, and the horns, because people, of course, are honking the horns when they go by. You might get 1 out of 50 cars that don't honk their horn.
Right. So what's next? Are we looking at a wrongful death suit? Is that what we're looking at? Is there going to be any sort of, have you talked to the prosecuting attorney? Is there any kind of legal action that's going to be taken against Racer for
manslaughter? I mean, I'm not sure. Of course, I have an attorney. To be honest with you, I don't see how, because of course we're waiting on them to come, because they told me that, the black box didn't show nothing, which already, I knew that's what they was going to come back and say. Just because that's what they told the news, it was a possibility that it may come back and show nothing. There's no way it didn't show nothing. They said, where Lainey is only 12, 13 years old and such a small child, that maybe the impact wouldn't, but Lainey wasn't a normal small 13-year-old. Lainey weighed 155 pounds and was 5'5".
She's 155. I thought she was like 90 pounds.
No. She weighed 155 pounds, was 5'5".
Oh, wow.
Yes. There's no, the evidence is on his car. Her whole body print is on the hood of that car. There's no possible way they can come back and not say he wasn't speeding. It's not possible. There's no way. Listen, I know that Jeff Racer did not intentionally hit and kill my baby. I know he didn't. But had he not been speeding and or paying attention to his mistress sitting beside him, my baby would still be here. If he would have hit Lainey going 35, 40, even 45 miles an hour, Lainey would still be here. She would still be here. The children that were with her told me that he hit her so hard that she flew as high as the red lights. That's a pretty good ways from the ground. The funeral home, which I thank God I didn't want to have an open casket for Lainey, just because I know that I mentally couldn't handle walking in a funeral home and seeing her lay in the casket. But when the the coroner or the funeral guy called me to tell me about Lainey, told me that we couldn't have an open casket because Sissy's face would have to be reconstructed. That don't happen going at 35 miles an hour. That stuff just don't happen. That don't happen. And my baby would be here. I know she would be here. She would be here. She would be here. The kids that were with me told me that when Lainey started across the street, that the headlights was up on the eighth, it was a good ways from Lainey, a good ways. And said that she didn't even make it she didn't even 2 or 3 seconds and he was on her. Said they didn't even get out run Lainey. I mean, and then for him to get out of the police car and not even go check on her, and the neighbors that come out to try to help her, he's yelling, "Don't fucking touch her! Don't fucking touch her!"
We never heard this. You're saying
oh,
now people have never.
Yes. One of the neighbors said when she heard the initial hit that she was expecting to come out and find a 2 or 3 car pile up. And when she come out, of course, she sees a baby laying on the ground. She said her mother instincts kick in, and she goes to run to Lainey, and he starts hollering, "Don't fucking touch her! Don't fucking touch her!" He does, however, go over to the kids that are standing on the side of the road, which were with Lainey, and they're asking him, "Are you a police officer?" He tells them no. And then they say, "Aren't you in that police car?" He again tells them no. And for him not to even have enough respect to even try to say sorry. Look, I fucked up. I know he didn't intentionally hit that baby. I know he didn't. But his carelessness caused her to die. And for him not to even say sorry to anybody, not to even care, to be out going to the Cleveland Browns game with his girlfriend. It's just sad. It's just sad. It's just sad.
So let me I wanted you to be able to finish what you were saying, but let me just walk back through that again. So what you're saying is that when he hit Lainey, she flew up as high as the stoplights. So just
that is what her friends told me. Yes, so they told me that she flew as high as the stoplights.
Picture your loved one getting hit by a car like that and flying high as the stoplight, and then she lands in Morgan Gall's front yard, and then
a block down the street.
These are the moments that we hadn't gotten yet, Opal, and that you're filling in the blanks for the people listening now. I don't think very many people have heard this right here. So then you're telling me that the reports you're getting is that Jeff Racer gets out of his car after he's catapulted this girl across the world, and he screams, "Don't effing touch her."
Yep. I personally haven't heard that. I didn't hear that, of course, but the neighbors, Morgan Gall and another woman, yes, they say that is what he said. Don't effing touch her.
Don't effing touch her. And he's screaming at the high school kids, "Don't effing touch her."
Yeah.
Okay. And then what's the rest of the report here? Because I just wanted you to get that all out, but I wanted to go chronological order here. He screams, "Don't effing touch her." And then what happens in the next few seconds of reports that you're getting? Did the kids run up and check on her, or who checks on her right away?
Her little friend Sam did, I believe. I'm not 100% sure, but I think her little friend Sam did. And when EMS and the police officers arrive, they try to get Sam away from Lainey, and of course Sam has a fit, and they have to restrain her and stuff. But I do know that Jeffrey Racer himself walked up to the 2 little boys that was with Lainey and said he was not a police officer and he was not in a police cruiser.
Okay. And then so Jeff Racer, from your reports though, never walks up and looks at the human being that
he never checked on my baby. Never. Nope. No, he never checked on her. Never even walked over to her. Nope.
So then the kids check on her, and then what are the reports you get? So if he didn't walk up, because the first thing a good person would do is run up and check on the person who could be dead, and he doesn't do that. So what are the reports? What happens? There's some screaming and yelling with the kids and Jeff Racer, and then what happens next from what you've been told?
That another police officer comes in and takes him away from the scene. If I'm not mistaken, I believe he got away from the scene before first responders even arrived. The state police are saying that. Can you hear me?
Go ahead, Opal. Yeah, I can hear you. The state police are saying what?
They're saying that they give him 2 breathalyzer tests on the scene. Well, for one, when does anybody ever get 2 breathalyzer tests? Why wasn't 1 breathalyzer good enough? So that don't even make sense. And to take him away from the scene and do a field sobriety, if that was one of us, we wouldn't have been taken away from the scene. We would have been made to do it there. And why make him do a field sobriety if his breathalyzer come back 0.0? It don't make any sense.
Opal, if you or I kill somebody, if I kill somebody in my car, what will happen to me is they won't just breathalyzer me. They will rush me down to the hospital, or they will bring out on the spot a team to check my blood to see if I have any sort of alcohol or barbiturates in my blood, methamphetamines of any kind. And what would happen is, after they checked my blood, they would then determine whether or not I had barbiturates, methamphetamines, or alcohol in my system. And then that would be publicized to the press. They would tell the press, this is what was in this man's blood. Did any of those steps happen at all whatsoever?
That I know of. Only thing that they mentioned was 2 breathalyzers and a field sobriety, which was not done. It was not done. I mean, it may have been done later, but the breathalyzer was not done on the scene of the accident. It was not done. Period. It wasn't done. It wasn't done.
Yeah, I can't really picture a cop telling another cop, okay, go foot over foot 9 steps this way and then 9 steps. I can't really picture that. And for every report she's getting, it never happened. So then they whisk him off the scene. And then you told me about the pandemonium you went through. And now there's a little bit of information here that you said a second ago that I heard that a lot of people, I know I'd never heard it before, a lot of people hear. So then the next day or the day after that, you're telling me that Jeff Racer goes to a Browns football game?
Yep.
Which day is this? He kills Laney on the 30th. Then the 31st is New Year's Eve. There's a rally.
Right. I think he took his girlfriend to, I think it was that weekend, the weekend coming up.
The Browns game over New Year's 2023. So 7 days ago from today. So that means that does anybody know the date of that Browns game? If you could look that up for me. So now the 31st, you guys have a beef with the cops. They shut down the rally. They put tape everywhere. And then the 1st, you go out there. Is that the day? Is that the day when 30th December 2022? Is that when you find out that Jeff has gone to a football game? Because Sunday is going to be the 31st. Is it possible he went to that Browns game on December 31st?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. We wasn't told about it until the following weekend.
Right.
We didn't hear about the game until the following weekend. I'm pretty sure that her the girlfriend Hannah, her birthday is one day in January, and that's why they went to the Cleveland Browns is her favorite team.
I forgive me, I don't give a shit what her favorite team is. But so they went to the football game. He went out in public and cheered and celebrated and had a great time with the girl who won't come forward and tell us what bars they went to, how many drinks they had. If she believes he had too much to drink. So Mm. It's just so shocking to me. It's just so absolutely shocking. And this whole week, you're going through the remorse and the regret and the guilt and the pain and the anger of losing your daughter. And this guy's going to a football game.
To a
Is that right?
football game. Yep. Yep.
Jeff Racer, I know that you're certainly getting reports, and I know that all those filthy coppers that work with you certainly watch my channel. Let me just tell you something, Jeff. You're never going to outrun me. The internet will chase you wherever you go. I will hunt you down wherever you go and constantly expose you as the murderer that you are, the manslaughter that you are. You certainly committed manslaughter. And if I had done that, or Jonathan Mitchell Music, or Scrubzilla, or Robert Ellis, or Here's the Deal, or You Have Rights, or Ruth Toner, or Charles, if any of these people, if Gloria, if any of us hit a little girl on December 30th, and there was a discrepancy of how fast I was driving, I would be in jail. I'd be in jail right now. I'd be in jail right now. So,
Well,
Jeff Racer, go ahead.
that's like the police officer in Louisiana who was really in pursuit, who accidentally hit another vehicle and killed them girls. They come and arrested him the next day for negligence homicide. And my baby was hit by some careless man out partying, or maybe he wasn't partying. I don't know and either way, I don't care if he was drunk or sober. He wasn't. He was speeding. He was speeding, paying attention to anything but what he should have been paying attention to, and killed her. And for one, he's not even supposed to have a passenger in his police cruiser with him. He doesn't just have his mistress in his police car. They say, he was out going to fill up his car. Well, he passed 10 gas stations.
It just goes back. $10?
Yeah, sure. Coming from Ona.
Mm-hmm.
Why was he going to the West End to fill up gas? This is what I think. I think they left the bar, and he was going home, taking Hannah home in Proctorville, Ohio. That's what I think. Or going home himself, one of the two. Because he left his wife, so who knows where he's staying. But to be down that far, he wasn't going to get gas. Ain't nobody in their right mind going to go fill up their car off the clock, not being paid for at 10:30 at night. That's not going to happen.
See, Opal, that's a perspective that none of us could have because most of the people, 99% of the in the room from there, they don't understand the layout. So what she's saying is his bullshit story was that he was going to the West End to get gasoline for his cruiser. But what Opal is explaining to us that from where he went to the place he said he was going to get gas, there was 10 gas stations there. He could have pulled over to any gas station. But what Opal's saying is he was out cruising, having a good time with his side piece, and he was rallying through a town at 80, 85, 90 miles an hour, and he shouldn't have been. Whether or not he was drunk, Lainey was drunk, no matter what, he's doing 2.5 or 3 times the speed limit. And this is where the outrage comes. You guys have heard me that a lot of the speed limit laws are crap. Well, if you're speeding inside of a town and not on a freeway, doing 95, 75 on the freeway is a lot different than doing 85 on a 30 or 35 mile an hour road in town where there's going to be kids running up and down those streets. That is the social contract.
And even if, okay, let's say he was going to the West End to get gas, why he would pass up, Sheets and Barbersville and Sheets and Speedway to go to the West End, Sheets or Speedway. Why didn't he take the interstate? Why was he going through town?
Well, I mean, I think we know why. He was rallying with this chick and having a good time in the cop car.
I believe he took his cop car because that way he wouldn't get pulled over. And, just happened to, I don't know.
Well, Opal, we're going to be here for you. I'm going to be here the whole way. And whether these coppers like it or not, I'll never stop. We'll never stop. Jeff Racer, you're not going to be a cop again. And if you are, I'll go to where you become a copper and I'll get the high school kids to rally against you. I'm never going to let you get away, Jeff. You're going to have to come up with another job, something for yourself. Maybe you should do some penance here, some repentance. Maybe you should make amends, Jeff Racer. I don't think it's possible. You took away this woman's daughter, the core energy, life force of the family. You saw her singing and dancing. You took away somebody that can't be replaced. And now the big cover up with the Cobble County Sheriffs. What's that Cobble County Sheriff's name again? Someone told me his name yesterday. It's a strange name.
Chuck Zirkel?
Zirkel. Chuck Zirkel.
Yep.
Is that Zerkel? Is that right?
Yep.
Have you been able to talk to Chuck Zirkel? Have you been able to talk to the sheriff at all?
Yes, I have actually. We rallied at the courthouse, and I asked to speak to him, and he comes downstairs. Remind you, I have somebody with me recording this conversation. He walks in the door, and he says, "Can I help you, ma'am?" And I said, "I'm just wondering why no law enforcement has reached out to me, even when my daughter passed away." He has this smirk on his face, says, "Huh, well, I don't know, ma'am. You have to ask the state police that." I said, "Listen, the state police didn't kill my daughter. You guys did." And my person that was with me, she was like, "Did you just laugh at her?" He was like, "No, I didn't laugh at her." She was like, "Would you like to see it? Because you're on recording." So then he gets upset, and I'm like, I say something about Jeff being paid. And I said, while I'm out trying to figure out how I'm going to pay for this baby's funeral, he's being paid for doing it.
He's on paid leave? He's on paid
yes,
leave?
he's on. Yes. Yes. And he says, "Well, ma'am, that's just something that we do." And I said,
"This is such a broken system."
I said, "Wasn't you involved in an accident last year where you hit and killed an elderly man?" "Yes, ma'am, I was, but he pulled out in front of me." "Of course he did. Of course you T-boned him, but okay, we'll say he pulled out in front of you." So then he um, looks at me and asks me if I even had Lainey, and I'm like, "What? Why would you ask me that?" "Yes, I have Lainey. What do you mean?" So, anyways, I'm upset by this time, and I'm acting a little bit silly, and so my brother's trying to get me out of the office. And before I leave, he pats me on the arm and says, "Ma'am, I hope you never experience a tragic accident."
When after Lainey's been killed, he says this to you?
Yes.
So let me take a step back. So when the sheriff laughed at you, your friend was recording that and they have it on video?
Yes. Yes.
I want that video clip. Can you, whoever that friend was, I'm sure that they might be watching this. I want that video clip. I want to show how we get Zirkel out of being the sheriff. And by the way, it doesn't matter if we change him out. The next guy coming in will be just as big of a copper, tyrant, thug, pig, because there's no justice in America because there's no checks and balances. If we go back to Montesquieu's book, The Spirit of Laws, it's all about checks and balances. The entire Constitution is written based off the spirit of laws, published in 1750, 1751. The book Spirit of Laws is about checks and balances, and we don't have any in this law enforcers. I lost her. I lost her. I lost her. Let's everybody everybody throw in a couple bucks. I put in $8 yesterday. I'm going to put in $8 more because there's 200 people in here. And if I can get if I can get 100 people to match me that $8, then I want you guys to match me. And I'm going to, I don't have a lot of money. I've literally donated hundreds of dollars this month to different people. And I'm not rich, but I'm going to throw in another $8. We're at 2,234 with 204 donations. And just so you guys know, about 60 of those people are from us, from this channel right here. People jumped in. And so I'm going to throw in another $8. I did $8 yesterday. I did $50 last week, and I'm going to do another $8 yesterday. They can have a 10% tip, so it'll be $9 or something like that. Um, and if someone wants to match me, that would be amazing. I would really Chevy just put that in. Um, I'm going to add that that 50 that Chevy just sent me right there. We only get about half of the money, so I'm going to put 25 plus my 8. So my donation now turns into 32. Please donate directly to Lainey. Thank you for the super chat, Chevy. I appreciate you. But please, everybody, donate directly to Lainey's family, directly through the GoFundMe. If you want to donate through me, then send me through Venmo or Cash App. And but let's if I throw in another, because I'm going to give Chevy's money to Lainey's family, so that's I'm going to go up here, 25, 33. That's $33 right there. I'm going to bring that down to $1.65. So there that is. Anybody wants to? So Chevy put in 25. I put in 8. There's Chevy's money right there. I'm only looking for someone to match me $5 to $10, and that's 225 people in here. I'm looking. Bruce just matched me. Anybody else want to match me? Let me shut this. Let me stop sharing so I can put my credit card information in, and just give me 15 seconds here to get my card information in. Okay, 1 second. I believe it's, I think that's my CV. That is my CV. Okay, cool. Right there. Save my card for future donations. Okay, let me share this again so you guys can watch this go through. Is someone going to match me here? Let's get this matched for Lainey right there. So we got that right there. There's Chevy's right there. Vincent just threw in some. So let me get this donation sent through. I'm going to donate this now. There it is. I'm going to copy this link right here. Forgive me. This is kind of tough, It's kind of tough. So here that is. Okay, right there. Adam just threw in 50. Kenneth Rice threw in $30 5 hours ago. Michael Dolan threw in $5 19 hours ago. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. There's Chevy and I right there. There that is. DLZ Clips, do me a favor. Write down each one of these super chats so I can do them all at once at the end. Thank you, Justice for Michael Jr. I appreciate that. So God bless you. God bless you. God bless you. Thank you. Thank you. So what I'd like everybody to do is donate directly to Lainey's family. That's what I would like to do. If you could please put the money right into their GoFundMe. If you can, return to fundraiser. There it is right there. So now we got some more money coming in for this family. You just heard Opal. They don't come from a lot. They just come from a little. So if you guys could please donate, throw in 5, 10, 15, 20, $25. Chevy, you are a mensch. I'll tell you that, man. You are a mensch. It's just let me see what this looks like on the share page here. So there that is right there, guys. If I put in $8, I'm looking for 200 people to match me $5 to $10. I'm looking for 200 people to match me with $5 or $10. That's what I'm looking for. So do me a favor, go directly to the GoFundMe. DLZ Clips has put it down in there. The best way we can support these people is by helping them right now financially. And I have no problem at all whatsoever putting my face and my name on the line, because your job, from my perspective as a human being, is to be giving and loving and compassionate and help other people. Now, I'm a deep empath. I don't expect you to break down crying at sappy movies. I do, but I do expect other people to help others when they're down. And you guys have heard me talk a lot about the social contract, Jean-Jacques Rousseau. So, one of the fundamental teachings of Jean-Jacques Rousseau in the social contract is the polar opposite of Thomas Hobbes' social contract. Now, Thomas Hobbes believed that the nature of man, that man was this, and these are the words that are written in the books. So I'm just repeating what I've already read, that they were brutish, hostile, violent, rapish, were rapey, all these things, the way Hobbes described humanity. Well, just 100 years later, Jean-Jacques Rousseau comes along and he says, no, Hobbes was wrong. We are the most loving, compassionate creature on earth, because what we do, you and me as human beings, we will watch another person struggle, another family struggle, and we who don't even know the person can literally weep like I have today for Lainey and her family. We are the most loving, compassionate, giving creature on earth. And so when one of our fellow human beings is snatched away like this, like we just saw happen, it's your job as a human being to help that person. Now, not at the detriment of you sleeping on the street, but I'm not asking you to give $150. I'm asking you to pitch in $5 or $10 directly to her GoFundMe, because the power in numbers is unbelievable. And this just reverberates the rally cry I said to every single high school young adult and junior high school young adult and a college young adult right there in the tri-state area. You may think that you have a tiny effect. It's not true. Your ripple effect is an earthquake. It is a titan. You are a god because you can tap into the internet. And you posting and talking about Lainey goes further than you could ever possibly imagine. And this also continues to chip away at this authoritarian despotism state that the government has created, where they can hurt us, kill us, rape us, beat us, tase us, electrocute us, shock us, and then hide the body cam footage for 2 or 3 years. So I'm asking every single person here to to throw in $5 or $10. That's all I'm asking for. I'm not asking for you to sleep in the streets. I'm not asking for you to give up your vacation in April and donate your money to Lainey. I'm asking you to throw in $5 or $10. That's all I'm asking. And I'm asking every single young person, every single person who cares about this girl right this second, open up your Instagram, your Twitter, open up your Facebook, and post right now, Justice for Lainey, and put up a picture. Put a picture of her up. If you need a picture, here, take a screenshot. Let me pull up so people have pictures of her that her aunt sent to me, so that you guys can. Nice, Ruth. Send me the receipt for that. We get a lot of people in here that say a lot of things, and so if that's true, super grateful. Just show me the receipt, and I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. But let me share with you guys. If you guys don't have any pictures of Lainey, let me share with you guys some pictures of her, so that you have something in. You can screenshot this, and then you can. That's what I'm saying, young people. You can crop and you can do all these things that the boomers and Gen Xers can't do. You have the ability to create a rallying call just simply based because you are in the prime of your life. That you are in the prime of your life, and that's literally what I'm talking about. So here's some pictures of her. If you guys want to grab these photos and share them, then one second. This is going to open with preview. If you want to take a screenshot here, and then it's hard, man. It's just hard. So if you guys don't have a photo of her, then here's some pictures of Lainey. If you want to share this out for the rally here, for the rallying call to try to get more national news put on this little girl, and what happened to her. And she weighed 155 pounds. She wasn't 90 pounds. She actually had some meat on her bones, you know. And I mean, look at a ball of life she is. You can just see the exuberance and the vibrance and the youthful glow that this very young girl had about her. You know, I mean, like such a personality. Look, I mean, look at that. Look at this. Look at this. Like just such a huge personality. And this is my favorite picture of her, to be honest. I've seen about 30 or 40 pictures of her, and this one's probably my favorite. You know, it looks like she's taking a selfie to send off to a friend. Like, what's going on, kid? And this one too. You can just see all the energy and love and passion. You can just see the attitude and the swagger of this young person. And so, if any of the young people there in the area don't have a photo or something that they can share for, you can get a screenshot of this one. I mean, just a little girl, just a small child, just a small child. Yeah, yeah. Okay, so, okay, all right. So that's all we can do. So let's Ruthie said that her uncle threw in $1,000. Let's take a look at that and let's see where we are and see if that's yep, looks like he did. He sure did. Ruthie's true. There's the 1,000 right there, guys. Let me put this up on the screen and give this man some some love. Let me share some love that this guy just did. And God bless. God bless. Yeah, there's a $1,000 donation from Ruthie's uncle right here, Kenneth Pennington, right here, right there. He just threw it in. God bless you. God bless you, Kenneth. There it is, right there. Let's read off some names here real quick. Recognize some people. Someone just threw in $200. I guarantee I know who that is. I guarantee it. I bet a finger on it. Charles Brumble just threw in $10. Jonathan Mitchell Music just threw in $10. Good to see you, Jonathan. Been missing you, buddy. Laura Pinkerman threw in $8. Thank you for matching me, Laura. I really appreciate that. Kenneth Pennington. God bless you, Kenneth. Here's the deal, right here, guys. Here's the deal. Just threw in 100 too. Wow. I mean, look, guys. Look. Look. The Delete Laws crowd just threw in $50 right here. Wow. Kenneth, and here's the deal, man. You guys and this $200 up here. Wow, this is, because you have it to give. Thank you so much for giving because you could. Thank you so much for giving to this family in this time. The Delete Laws crowd. We got Bruce down here. For $10. Got Adam Voschel for $50 right there, and then we go back to Kenneth Rice at right here. So we've had a little bit of a dent here. I mean, we got almost a couple more grand in here, $1,500, about 13, 14, something like that. So this is the difference maker that we are. This is the different makers that we are. This is what we do. This is this crowd. if it's your first time here on this channel and you're shocked to see the amount of of generosity and giving in this room, just stick around because these people will blow you away with how much they give and donate and help other people who are put in a bad position. And if it's your first time here and you're a new subscriber, I'm an emotional, fiery guy, and I don't like this system of policing. I don't like law enforcers. I don't have any respect for people who sign up to be a cop because you joined an evil Death Star empire that is completely, it's despotism. It's open despotism where they can do anything they want to us. So this is what we do here. We help other people. We help other people. So I want to keep this going. I want to give a few more people a chance to throw in their $5, $8, $10. Oh, Yum Yum's here. Hey, Yum Yum. Good to see you. So I think that this is there's the GoFundMe right there. I posted it from Vincent Photography. Good to see you, man. Golden State's in here. Here's the deal. Thank you, man. I really appreciate you, man. Thanks for coming in and throwing in. Here's the deal. Is a great guy, Brian over there. Here's the deal. Tommy, it's good to see you. Chevy, man, you are a mensch. V Boyer, you are this person, V Boyer, along with Chevy and Bruce and Greg and all these people, special ed Andrew, these folks come in. They come in. They actually put their money where their mouth is. Katie is constantly working for justice. Constantly. Daniel, Delete Laws Clips. Delete Laws Clips has done a ton of work to chase this down, to chase down exactly what we're doing. Scrubzilla's putting some money here. Ruth Toner. Ruth, oh gosh, look at Ruth. Ruth called her uncle, and wow, Ruth, God bless you. You guys will hear often when I do a fundraiser, I will call my best friend, I'll call my cousin, I'll call my uncle, I'll call my brother, and I'll say, look, I need more money in this fundraiser. And that's exactly what Ruth just did. She made a phone call. She phoned her uncle and said, Uncle, I need some money. And he just threw in, Kenneth Pennington just threw in $1,000. I mean, like that's, but it's not just that. It's every single person who throws in $5. Every single person who throws in $5. Every one of you, anonymous, someone just threw in $25 right here. They don't recognize publicly, but they still threw in 25. They still threw in $25 just now. I mean, that's $25 is not, it's a lot of money. I mean, it's a lot of money. I don't, I wasn't raised wealthy. So it's like, it's just tough. It's tough. It's just tough. So I'm struggling with it, and then I know who this person is. I know who did this. I know who put that $200 in because they're a wonderful human being and they have it to give. And so they do. I know who you are. You might try to hide from the crowd, but I know who you are. I know who did that. Charles throwing in that $10. Thanks so much, Jonathan Mitchell, man. I've missed you so much, brother. I've missed Jonathan Mitchell music. Laura matching me. I mean, I just can't thank you enough. Kenneth Pennington throwing in 1,000. Here's the deal, throwing in $100. Here's the deal. Doesn't know this girl. He doesn't know her family. Doesn't know anything. Kenneth Pennington doesn't know him. The Delete Laws crowd threw in $50. The Delete Laws crowd, they don't know Lainey. They don't know Opal. They don't know Jessie. Bruce throwing in another $10. Bruce has donated on every single fundraiser I've ever had, ever. Adam Voschel, I'm not sure who this username is, but I probably know this person. So, that's what we do over here. So, do me a favor, phone a friend and tell a friend that they need to become a regular right here on this channel because I'm going to be doing fundraisers for the rest of this year. I'll be doing fundraisers for the rest of my life. I will never stop helping other people by crowd funding, by crowd sourcing. I will never ever stop. And I don't care what people say. I don't care about people's judgments. I don't care. I have a job to do. One day I will meet my maker and my maker will look at me and smile and say, I know you did everything you could do. And that's all I really care about, is that I did absolutely everything that my little life could do, because we're all so tiny and insignificant in the grand scheme of 9 billion people. So you do everything you can do. And what you can do, if you're a young person in the tri-state area, post today, post tomorrow, post, give a 7-day dedication to Lainey posting for the next week. If you are someone who has some means, the GoFundMe is listed. I have fundraisers every week or two for people who get arrested, who get wrongfully beat up by the police, who get railroaded by the system. So we're not going to stop. And I will just say it one more time. Jeff Racer, got you. I got you. I give you my word. I always got you, Jeff. I can forgive you for what you've done. I can forgive you because I need to be forgiven. But you're not going to be a cop again, Jeff. You're not a copper anymore, Jeff Racer. No matter where you go, Jeff, if you try to be a copper, I'll follow you. I'll drive my car right to where you are. I'll go right to the local high school and I'll say, this guy killed a high school kid. I'll rally all the high school kids against you wherever you go, Jeff. Yeah. And that's why they don't like me, because I don't like them. So, all right, I'm starting to get angry. And so I don't want to get angry. Tough night. It was a tough night. Terry, you've done everything you could possibly do, brother. Terry, you did everything you could do. Thank you, Terry. Terry comes in. Terry donates. Terry is an active member of this group. He constantly contributes a little bit here, a little bit there. And when I was down and out, Terry called me on the phone and we had a conversation and said, keep going, Chille, stay strong. Don't ever quit. So, it's okay. Okay. So we got Sheepdog here's got a podcast. He wanted to you want um Butch the original Ironton. He's a little burnt out on the Ironton garbage. So they'll hire him in Ironton. Let's check this GoFundMe one more time. Let's take a look, see if we got any more rally in here. Anybody else put in $5 or $8? Anybody else throw in any more cash? I know yesterday we did the same thing. Tim Lyons. Wow, Tim. Wow. Thanks, Tim. Appreciate that, man. Tim Lyons is not rich, guys. Tim Lyons is a victim of police brutality and railroading himself. I know Scrub. So just so you guys know, Scrubzilla last week when we did it, we did a fundraiser 3 or 4 days ago for Lainey. I know Scrub. Scrub and I are friends, and he threw in his last $5. Scrub threw in his last $5. So, I mean, I'm just saying. Oh yeah, yeah. You see that, Ruth? Pretty bad. Pretty bad. All right. Let me check my phone and see if I have anybody else that wants to come in and this was a tough one. I'm not sorry. I'm an emotional guy. I was crying last night with Jessie. Jessie sent me those videos last night, and the tears already flowed last night when she sent me the videos of Lainey dancing and her singing into the camera. So I just have this deep empathy for other people, and so the idea that she would be stolen from the reality of Earth and taken away, it just affects me. And I don't have to know the person. We don't have to be friends. I don't care what color they are, how tall they are, if they're fat or skinny, if they're hairy or bald. I don't care. When I see another human being who has been cheated and railroaded, and then there's no justice for the person. And then I get to see previously that they were this ball of energy and life, and the core energy life of their family. Jessie, last night, we were just texting, and she was explaining to me the impact that Lainey has on their family day in and day out. How she is this amazing ball of energy. And, you know, the least we could do is raise a little money to try to help the family out. So let's take a look at exactly where we are right now. So we came in here. Tim, thanks a lot. Let's, Tim, some things have changed. So we should jump on a call, Tim. John Groman just threw in 20. John Groman just threw in $20. Thank you so much for doing that, John. I do appreciate that. So, yeah, I agree with you there. Let me shut this window real quick here. Okay. Okay. It's so you guys, this particular live stream about Lainey has been pretty tough. I really, and now that we've taken the ball of being the exposers, I'm going to need every one of you guys in that tri-state area. I'm going to need every single college kid, college young adult. I'm going to need every single high school young adult, every single junior high school person moving into young adulthood. I'm going to need your help. And the only help that I want from you is to continue to propagate justice for Lainey and share her picture and share her life. And we don't let it go. We don't let it go. Jeff Racer needs to be charged with manslaughter. The next step we do is we're going to put pressure on the prosecutors. So in the next few days, we're going to figure out a plan to really go after those prosecutors to let them know that we want to see a manslaughter charge at the minimum, and we want to see him convicted of manslaughter. He needs to go to prison. Just like you or I would. If I killed a little girl driving 80 miles an hour and she flew 100 feet, flew up as high as the stoplights, I'd be going to prison, guys. Put a 1 in the chat if that's true. Put a 1 in the chat if you killed a little girl doing 85 miles an hour in a 30, 35 miles an hour, whatever the zone is. Let's say it was 75 in a 40, almost double the speed. Put a 1 in the chat if you'd go to prison. Put a 1 in the chat if I'd go to prison. You'd go to prison. So it's just too much. And this despotism, this absolute tyranny is going to come to an end. And I'm trying to bring it to an end without violence. But I feel like pretty soon there's going to be a day in our country where these cops are going to have big problems with people who don't want to just talk it out. So that's what I think. That's what I think. That's what I think. So there it is. There it is. Let me just do one more refresh real quick. We'll do one more refresh. So we brought this up to 775. Look at this. Anonymous. There's a $5 first donation right here. So that means somebody who had never donated before, right here, this $5 donation just came in. I don't know where it went. But that $5 anonymous donation, that was the first time they had donated. Look at Charles. Charles was in here yesterday throwing in some money. Marcy Fox doesn't have a lot of money. She was in here throwing in some money. Well, oh, I know who this is. I know who this is. This is a gentleman right here in the chat right now. Willis yesterday threw in his $5. Thank you, brother. Michael Dolan, been with me since the beginning. Appreciate that. Kenneth Rice threw in 30. Appreciate that. Adam Voschel threw in 50, and Bruce threw in 10. The Delete Laws crowd threw in 50. Just amazing. This is from me and Chevy. And then here's the deal. Threw in $100. And then Kenneth Pennington, who doesn't have any idea about this video or what we're doing right now. I think Tori was her name. She just called her uncle and said, I need $1,000, and he sent it in on the GoFundMe. Laura Pinkerman matched me. I asked someone to match me. She did. Jonathan Mitchell. Missed this guy. Glad you're back. He threw in $10. Charles Brumble threw in $10 again. I just read his name a few minutes ago. I know who this person is. This person is in the room right now watching, and they threw in $200. This person threw in $25 anonymously. We recognize you. Thank you. Tim Lyons, also a victim of police brutality. Tim's not rich. Tim does DoorDash and digs swimming pools, hard bust ass work, and he threw in his $5. And then someone named John Groman threw in $20 too. Thanks, John. So okay. So, to be honest with you, thank you, Vincent. Thank you all. Yeah. So we did it. We raised a little bit more money. We got to hear directly from Opal. We got to hear from the aunt Jessie, and now hopefully the young people. You guys have heard me. You are the leaders. If you don't believe me, go back and look at MLK Jr.'s following. Everybody in the crowd was 17 on average. The average age, 17 years old. 17. Thanks, Jay. Appreciate the super chat, man. All right. All right. I've been on here for a long time. I've been on here for an hour and 35 minutes. This has been a very difficult live. Okay. So you bet, Brian. So there's Brian. Here's the deal. Make sure everybody subscribes to my friend's channel. Gloria's in the room. Good to see you, Gloria. Oh, is that what that is? Black Truth. Back the truth, free speech. I didn't know that. Well, it's about attention. So Ruth, Ruth, not Ruth Toner threw in that $1,000 and she got that. Ruth was able to get that $1,000 donation put in, and it doesn't really matter from the John guy who put in his $20. What matters is that we donate. That we donate. That's what matters. So everybody, if you would please make sure you throw in. All right, guys, I got to go because later tonight I'll have another live with the widow of James Sheets. Christy Roan will be on tonight. They have dropped the investigation. It is hold on, Charlie. It is completely over. So that tonight we're going to be filing FOIAs for the text messages for Tommy Shinneman. We're going to be filing FOIAs for all the camera footage. If the super cops, BCI, David Yosh's corrupt cop system to defend other cops and protect other cops and to cover up the truth, if BCI has finished their investigation, then release every video. And we want to see the text messages when Tommy murderer Shinneman was saying, I'm texting my mom and she's mad at me. Okay, Tommy, I'm filing a FOIA tonight. I want to see those text messages. So that's what happened tonight, you guys. That's what will happen tonight. I got to get the flock out of here. I got to get the flock out of here. We don't stop. We don't stop. Go ahead and type it right there in the comment section real quick. We don't stop. We don't stop. We don't stop. We help people. That's what we do. We don't stop. We help people. And I'm going to continue to help people. And I don't give a damn what anybody says. Because a real man is willing to help others. A real man isn't afraid to cry. A real man isn't afraid to show their passion. A real man isn't afraid to go on camera and say, pull your wallet out and donate to this little girl's family. And so I'm just trying to be a real man. That's all I'm doing. I'm just trying to live up to my uncles. That's what I'm trying to do. My uncles who raised me, who put in the time with me, I'm trying to live up to the men that are the uncles in my family who put the values into me. And so I'm trying to be as good as them, and I'm still not there. And I got a lot of work to do to become as good as the uncles who raised me. So God bless you guys. God bless the United States. Justice for Laney. I'll see you guys on the next one. Later, Gators.